Well, good evening. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's podcast is 7 ways why energized listening and maverick questioning through my lively body awakens my life. Why energized listening and maverick questioning through my lively body, rises me out of yesterday, as my body is the only terrain where veracity and authenticity refuses to be edited. It broadcasts the raw signal beneath my stories. And see, that's the thing. The mind is a museum, but the body is where the authenticity lies. The pulse beneath my performance, the instinct beneath my identities, awaken me to here and now. Why listen through the body? I'm listening from the now, never from the museum mind, and never from yesterday's narrator, and never from my inherited reflexes. Maverick questioning erupts through my lively body because my authentic questions never come from thought. They come from sensation, expansion, contraction, breath, heat, and pulse. My body asks the questions my mind is too trained, too polite, and too conditioned to ask. Where do you see that in your life? I see that in my life all the time. But since I've awakened to this, I'm starting to listen more for the authenticity of me to set myself free. The body never negotiates with illusion. It exposes them and discards them with ease. My lively body is the warrior instrument that cuts through static memory and the noise of identity. Allergies. It is the antenna of intuition, that the amplifier of my clarity, the ignition of my presence. Through it, energized listening becomes revelation, and maverick questioning becomes liberation. And that's something I really want to express to people, is liberation over transformation, change, heal, create. Because liberation is above all that, and it doesn't aggravate the cognitive recollections of soul tattoos and all that stuff. The warrior wise essence of I listen through my body because it tells the authenticity of my dream, of me. I question through my body because it refuses the script. And that's the thing, we all run off of scripts. I rise through my body because it is the doorway out of yesterday and the ignition of now. While you ask and listen through your body, you never get the mind involved in your business, and you open up to your dexterity, because the body is the only place you can never lie to yourself. The mind can rehearse, the identity can perform, the ego can negotiate, but the body broadcasts the unedited signal, sensations and contractions, expansion, heat, pulse, and breath. That's why maverick questions rise from the body. They come from the part of you that refuses to pretend. See, the mind is, you can make things up in your mind, but the body and the authenticity of the body rises you to the now. Because your body hears, listens, and hearkens the now before your mind does. The body's 11 milliseconds or something like that ahead of the mind. The mind listens to memory, the body listens to immediacy. When you ask through the body, because the Maverick Questions, the body comes from the part that never pretends. Mind listens to memory, the body listens for immediacy, and as you ask through the body, you're asking from presence, never from the museum mind. And that's something I really expanded into in the last 3 weeks. The mind is a museum full of artifallacies. And that's the thing, it's through artifallacies. Not artifacts, but artifallacies. Because your body is the antenna for intuition. The body is the antenna for intuition, never the archive of identity. Intuition doesn't speak in sentences, it expresses through signals. Innovation never speaks in logic, it expresses in impulses. Imagination never speaks in analysis, it speaks of expansion. Inspiration never speaks in memory, it expresses expansion through breath. Your body is the receiver, your mind is a reporter. And man, does my mind do a lot of reporting. You choose the receiver. You ask through the body because that's where the authenticity lives. You listen through the body because that's where the now expresses intuition. The mind echoes yesterday. The body broadcasts now. The mind performs. The body unveils. The mind narrates as the body is awakened and aware of your life. How you feel when you'll feel when you listen through your lively body. You'll feel authenticity before thought. Listening through your body, through your lively body, feels like stepping onto a field where nothing can hide. It's all just bare. It's like an open range of prosperity and peace. Nothing can hide. Your chest, gut, breath, and pulse show you what's authentic before your mind has time to negotiate. It's clean, pure, electric honesty. A sensation first, clarity that slices through yesterday's noise with ease. You feel direction without deciding. Your lively body never debates, it orientates. It leans, expands, contracts, tingles, tightens, and opens. You feel where life wants you to move before you figure it out. It's guidance without guessing, navigation without narration. You feel sovereign, unborrowed presence. Listening through your lively body feels the here and now version of you that was never trained, tamed, or conditioned. The now version of you that was never trained, tamed, or conditioned. It's untamed, raw, alive, thriving, primal clarity, warrior wise awareness. You feel your sovereign vanguard, never your history. Dissolving your identity, never your role. Warrior's wanderer's curiosity rises your dreamer's dexterity because Maverick Questions detonate the cages your curiosity refuses to live in. Your warrior wanderer wakes up the moment questions stop. Questions doesn't follow the rules. That's the thing about questions. They never follow the rules like thinking and knowing do. A Maverick question cracks the floorboards of certainty, and your curiosity rushes through the opening like wildfire. This is the moment your dreamer's dexterity stretches, clears your fresh terrains, and your forthright foresight never dared to you never dared to map because it's an open range of bliss. Maverick Questions activate the instinct that remembers you were born to explore with the warrior's curiosity. As your warrior wanderer is never interested in safe answers, it's fueled by the unknown of the universe and your life. A maverick question hits your body like a compass snap, pointing you toward your next frontier. Your dreamer's dexterity rises because exploration is its native language and its native lingo. Maverick questions ignite the creative musculature your identity forgot you had. These questions bypass the museum mind. That's something, if you open up to understand, everything in your mind is from the past because it never gets to here. Place your imagination, intuition, and innovation. It's live and unchanged, full of fun of the sun's splendor. Your wanderer feels the spark. Your dreamer's dexterity responds with movement, possibility, sovereign creation. While energized listening and maverick questions of the now dismiss thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, thoughts, because the now expresses through signal, never sentences. Energized listening tunes you into the raw frequencies beneath the language. Breath, pulses, sensations, expansion and contraction. Thinking can never survive here because it's too slow, too past-based, and too museum-minded. When you listen from your lively body, the now becomes the broadcaster and the mind becomes the background static. I've witnessed that in my life. Have you? Knowing collapses, awareness rises, because maverick questions detonate the mind's authority. A maverick question asked of the now never seeks an answer. It seeks a rupture and an expansion. It slices through the mind's rehearsed logic, its learned scripts and memorized knowledge. It just dissolves that. The question itself becomes a blade that cuts the tether to thought. A maverick question cuts the tether to thought. Learning, knowing, knowledge fall away because they can never keep up with immediacy of revelation. Because energized listening returns you to the intelligence that precedes thought. Thought is the echo. Awareness is the source. Awareness is the source. Energized listening drops you into the proverbial preconceptual pre-identity intelligence, the instinctual clarity your body has always carried. In that field, thinking becomes irrelevant, knowing becomes obsolete, knowledge becomes a museum artifallacy. Only presence is alive and thriving. Only now operates in the presence. Why the mind is afraid of listening and questioning. Because listening exposes everything the mind has been hiding behind. Real, authentic listening, the energized kind, bypasses the mind's rehearsed narrative and hits the body with unfiltered veracity. The mind is terrified of this because its entire identity is built on maintaining the illusion of control. See, everything in the physical world is mind invented, egotistical illusions. Listening dissolves those illusions, so the mind resists, tightens, distracts, narrates anything to avoid being seen through it. Because questioning threatens the mind's authority structure. A maverick question is a demolition charge placed under the mind's throne. It doesn't ask for information, it asks for liberation. The mind fears this because every real question destabilizes its certainty, its roles, its knowledge, and its identity. Question is a rebellion. The mind prefers obedience because the listening and questioning operate in now, and the mind only survives in yesterday. The mind only survives in yesterday. The mind is a museum curator. It catalogs, labels, compares, remembers, predicts, and that's where you stay. But the now has 0 shelves, 0 archives, and 0 exhibits. When you listen of the now or question from the now, the mind loses its habitat. The mind can never breathe in presence. Mind dissolves in immediacy, while listening and question destroy trauma and drama. Because listening pulls you into the now where trauma and drama can never breathe. Drama and trauma are past tense phenomenons. They survive only in memory, narration, and mental replay. Energized listening drops you into your lively body, into sensation, into presence. The moment you're in the now, the past loses oxygen. Drama collapses, trauma dissolves, presence is solvent and rising and shining in splendor. Because questioning exposes the script that drama and trauma depend on. Drama and trauma run on unchallenged assumptions. This is who I am. This is what happened. This is how life works. A maverick question slices straight through those inherited scripts. The moment you question the reflex loses its throne. Drama can never survive interrogation. Trauma can never survive illumination. Because listening and question activate awareness, and awareness is the end of suffering. Awareness is the warrior frequency that sees without collapsing into the story. When you listen through your lively body and question from the now, you rise from identification to observation. Drama and trauma only exist when you identify with them. Awareness ends the identification and the suffering evaporates. The supreme frequency essence listening dissolves the illusion. Questioning dismantles the structure. Awareness ends the cycle. Drama and trauma can never survive where you're awake. While listening and question awaken intuition, imagination, innovation, and inspiration to rise of your desired lifestyle. As listening drops you into the wisdom that creates, never the mind that repeats. Energized listening pulls you out of the museum mind onto your lively body. The place where intuition, imagination, innovation, and inspiration live, unfiltered and free to roam. When you listen from presence, you stop recycling old patterns. You're tapping the raw resource of creation. Your desired lifestyle rises because you're finally operating from the field that can build it. Because maverick questions ignite the artistic circuitry your identity forgot it had. A maverick question never asks for information, it asks for ignition. It shocks your system out of autopilot and forces your awareness to generate something fresh. This is where imagination expands, innovation sparks, and inspiration floods within you. Your desired lifestyle rises because your inner architect upgrades on the spot. As listening and questioning align you with your now, the now is the only place innovation, inspiration, creation, and artistic abilities occur. Intuition doesn't live in memory. Imagination never lives in fear. Innovation never lives in habit. Inspiration never lives in the past. All four live and energize the now. The same place, listening question, return to you. Your desired lifestyle rises because you're finally creating from the only moment that has any real power and prowess, now. Listening awakens the source. Questioning activates the spark. The now delivers a blueprint. Your desired lifestyle rises because you stop thinking and instantly creating and innovating it. Why, these four forces plus limiting and question dissolve yesterday's mind and awakens your innovative wisdom and artistic agility. As energetic liberation and ego awareness pull you out of the mind and into the field where intuition lives, energetic liberation cracks the shell of hell of your conditioned identity. Ego awareness lifts you above the museum mind's dusty exhibits. From that altitude, thinking, knowing, learning, and knowledge lose their grip. They can never follow you into the now. Listening and question from this height awaken intuition, imagination, innovation, inspiration, because you're finally operating from the sky of wise, never the archive. Politically incorrect inspiration, cowboy wisdom, outlaw optimism destroy the mind's obedience to yesterday. These frequencies refuse to bow to inherited scripts, social obediocracy, or mental domestication. They break the mind's addiction to how it's supposed to be and what I already know. When you listen and question from this outlaw frequency, the museum mind collapses and your intuition ignites the bright light of life in your intuitive enlightenment. And then imagination, innovation, and inspiration rush in like wild horses running across the mountain valley to the other side. You feel free and liberated. Revolutionary revelations bypass the mind entirely and activate the innovative circuitry of your lively body. Revelations never come from thought, they rise from awareness. They never come from learning, it comes from seeing. It doesn't come from knowledge, it comes from direct perception of your life. When you listen and question through your lively body, revolutionary revelations ignite intuition, imagination, innovation, inspiration instantly. Yesterday's thinking, knowing, learning, knowledge, and thoughts dissolve instantly because revelations never need them, never did. The supreme frequency essence of energetic liberation liberates you. Ego awareness elevates you. Politically incorrect inspiration provokes you. Cowboy wisdom grounds you. Outlaw is optimism expands you, and revolutionary revelations awaken you, as listening and questioning activate all of it. And yesterday's mind evaporates as your intuitive wizardry rises you onto your their here and now carpet ride. And I want to thank you. I'm Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom, and may your life always be as blessed as you are a blessing to me in the world. Thank you.